review of my trades on E-mini chart, 2000 tick chart.
Okay.
So let's start. Okay. I missed one entry here because this bar was about 10 odd points. That is almost $500 risk, and I usually risk somewhere around $250 to $300. So I didn't want to take this trade, but then it worked out beautifully. Why? Because gap down from yesterday's closing, first attempt to go
Yeah.
higher, pull back, second attempt, and within the second attempt, if you see, this was the first attempt to move higher, and this is the second attempt to move higher. So you can scalp out at the touch of EMA.
Okay.
Yeah, this trade I missed because I didn't take because this bar's range was huge. I either have to place my stop loss one tick below the opening of this bar or all the way down here. Okay, now if I see, this was a
Yeah.
strong leg up. Again, if you see, one, two, three bars closing near their lows. The second bar is a
Yeah.
decent enough closing bear bar. So can you short here and then hope for a measure move down? You can, but like I
Yes.
said, big up,
But
big down.
not so major, right?
Yeah, this is still a minor trend, right?
Mm,
This bear trend is
yeah.
still a minor trend. The major trend is bullish in nature. So it's
Correct.
better to
Yes.
wait for a test of this recent high and then go short. Those setups are called as major trend reversals. Why major trend reversals? Because bullish trend, the trend was majorly bullish in nature. Here, this minor reversal attempt has to test this high and then give you a reversal attempt to call that an attempt to go lower. So
Yeah.
that is an attempt to reverse the major trend, hence the name major trend reversal. Where is that coming? Big, huge bull bar. But then if you see, you got an inside bear bar which is closing strongly on its low. You can enter one tick below this bar's low, place your stop loss here, here, or here. If you place the stop loss on the signal bar, you didn't make any money because your stop loss got hit on this bar. But if you did place it here, then you got your 1:1 risk to reward. Usually, it's better to trade major trend reversals for a 2 hour, at least 2 hour, because the probability of success is only 30 to 40%. Why? Because the major trend is still bullish in nature. So you are attempting a trade against it. So the odds of success
Yeah.
for a 2 hour for a major trend reversal is only 30 to 50 30 to 40%. So it's better to swing. Okay, now those who entered on short one tick below this bar, they got their
Mm,
first attempt against them, moved lower, second
yes.
attempt against them, moved lower, third attempt against them. Can you enter one tick above this bar? Put your stop loss here and hope for 1:1 risk to reward. Why? Because 1, 2, 3, wedge bottom. 1, 2, 3.
Correct.
Or you can call this 1, 2, 3. There are many ways you can draw that wedge.
Mm,
So if there is more than one way to draw wedge, you call it nested wedge pattern, which is signifying that it's easier to identify that wedge. Hence, more traders are looking at it, and the probability of it working will be higher. The easier a pattern looks to your eye,
mm,
the more odds of success. Why? Because more traders will be looking at it and they're not so confused. Usually, you have to think so much, right? Whether it's going up or it's gonna go low or it's gonna stay in a
yeah.
trading range. But when you see multiple occurrences, one, two, three, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. So three ways you can draw this wedge. So it's very eye catching. So the probability of success is much higher, maybe 80% or higher. Usually, a wedge bottom will be 70 to 75% successful. This has around 80 or more. If you don't want this entry, first entry, you wait for the second entry and go for a long trade. I did go here and put my stop loss down here. Let me play it. I actually wanted to move it a bit higher, but then it got hit. So this was a good trade, and I actually win more than 1:1 risk to reward.
Yeah.
Okay, why did I move it higher? See, I told you that this is also a good entry, the first entry. So if you draw a measure move
Mm.
from here, if you entered here one tick above this bar and put your stop loss here, the 1:1 risk to reward
Mm.
will be somewhere around this high.
Okay.
So they will exit somewhere here. So that is why I kept moving my profit target higher. I didn't expect it
Okay.
to give one more strong bull leg, bull bar, but it's
Good
anyways. I
one.
was just scalping and it gave me a swing profit, so I'm good with it. Okay, now if you see 1, 2, 3, I entered on
Oh.
limit order. I mean market order here. Why? Because okay, I just told you that in one of the previous videos, leg one pullback, leg two. When the leg two is a
Mm.
strong closing bull bar, you don't, I mean, if you get three strong closing bull bars, you don't enter there. But here I wanted to
Correct.
because, yeah, but here I
Mm.
wanted to because this is still printing. So I'm hoping I'll get my 5 point profit target. Why? Because this is a huge bar, this is a huge bar. So I'm guessing this will also be a huge bar. Why? Because see,
Okay.
usually when I scalp, I'll exit at 5 point or 6 point profit. This was almost 8 or 9 point profit for me. So I made some
Mm.
extra money. So I was ready to take that risk. If I didn't take this trade, I wouldn't be entering on this trade. Especially when it's very far away from EMA, I wouldn't suggest anybody to take this trade because there is no setup. This is just a intuition which you get when you keep trading for long hours or years. So
Yeah.
I put my stop loss one tick below this low, and then I actually move my profit target if you see because anyways
Yeah.
it's going to make me money. So okay, let's see what will happen. I tightened my stop loss
Mm.
and the profit target got hit.
Oh. Yeah.
So now if you see, I'm waiting for a wedge top again. Why? Strong leg, micro pullback, strong leg.
Mm.
This is going to be a micro pullback. So if I move forward, yeah, first attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. So here if you see, first attempt to go lower, second attempt to go lower. This was going to be the third attempt to go lower. So a wedge top. If this bar closes strongly on its low, we can go short one tick below the bar, place a stop loss one tick over this bar, and hope for a 1:1 risk to reward, or wait
Yeah.
for the profit target at which channel's beginning or origin point, which is here, or wait to exit at EMA. When it touches EMA, you exit. But
Exit.
then, yeah, this bar didn't close as strongly as I wanted, so I didn't enter here. If we see this bar closed strongly, I placed my order, but then it never got triggered. So I
Yeah.
canceled that order. So this was a wedge top, and this is an overshoot of that wedge top. Price is breaking above the wedge top side.
Yeah. Yeah. Got it.
Yeah, so price will reverse within 5 hours. This
Five.
was a strong closing bull bar. Also, if you see, this bar is the hugest bar and the strongest bar out of all the bars today.
Yes.
Notice that it's occurring as the overshoot of the wedge top and very much late into the trend.
Yeah.
So it's more likely to be climactic in nature. This huge bull bar is going to be a trap for long traders. Let
Okay.
me explain as the as we see what will happen. So here if you see, once it moves a bit higher, I select market and my stop loss got hit here. I risked around $250, 5 point I lost, that is fine. I
Mm.
was hoping that this bar will be a strong closing bear bar. But then
Yeah, but it is
it turned
not.
out to be a strong closing bull bar, which is fine because this is behaving even more climactic in nature. Strong breakout, one more bar closing near its high. I enter again on market order before it closes. I put my stop loss one tick above the high of this bar and I move my profit target here. I also place one more order to go short below the strong closing slow. Why? Because this was an early entry.
Yeah.
So the early entry gave me almost 4 point profit. Right now it's showing you 4 points here. So I
Yeah.
wanted to risk more to make more. Not risk more exactly, at least risk somewhat more to make even more.
Yeah.
So I moved my profit target to almost 8 points and it gave me my profit. So those were the four trades which I took.
Mhm.
Out of those four trades, this was a mistake. Not a mistake, I would say it's like what market does at times. But suppose I didn't
Yeah.
make this much money here trading these two trades, taking these two trades here, I wouldn't
Mm.
have taken this third trade very aggressively. I would have waited for a bearish bar closing near its low and then gone short. Because I had already made money, I didn't take this. I was like, okay, I can risk more. So I was very aggressive here. Here, if you see, I wanted to buy a limit order, get in a limit order. I explained to you that this is going to be a climax bar. What is a
Yeah.
climax bar? Climax bar usually is a reversal pattern. This was a bullish bar, so I am telling you that it will act as a reversal pattern and the prices will reach lower.
Yeah.
What does climax mean? See, bulls who are buying here, this is the pause, again strong breakout. This is the pause, again strong breakout. If you want, you can mark point 0.1, point 0.2, point 0.3. This is also a wedge top. Also, 1, 2, 3. So this is also wedge top. Overshoot. If you see these nested wedge pattern and
Yeah.
also this bar being the biggest bar in the entire day will act as a climax because every breakout bar is also a climactic bar. See, this bar could have been a climactic bar if price retraced all the way down here. You don't know initially whether it's going to retrace all the way here.
Yeah.
Okay,
Correct.
so we cannot call this as a climactic bar. Why? Because it's still in the, it has done nothing very exhausting, right? Here, if you see strong four consecutive bars closing near their highs, pause, again two bars closing near their high, pause, again two bars closing near their high. What are the
Yeah.
odds that it will keep going higher? It has to take rest at some point, right?
Yes.
So the
Correct.
more extremely it behaves, and if you see nested wedge patterns, parabolic top pattern, overshoots, biggest
Yeah.
bars, and later in the trend, those are the signs of exhaustion. So this bar can be a climax bar. Price usually retraces all the way down here and then it will decide whether it wants to go lower or higher. I just
Yeah.
exited early because I had made more than, I would say, 15 points here on these two trades. I gave back 5 points, so that is 10-point profit for the day here. Again, I made
Yeah.
8 points, so I was up like 17 points, I guess, on the day.
Yes.
So it's fine. I didn't want to give back anything more. So this for the trades here. I placed the limit order, but then I canceled that because if you see leg one pull back, leg two, this is going all the way down here. And why do I have to risk again? I took a risk here. So I
Mm.
was happy with my trade. So that is why I didn't get in here. But if you see, it would have hit my stop loss. Why? Because I placed my limit order somewhere here. One, two, three, four, and this would be the fifth point. So my stop loss would have gotten it. That's fine. I had no reason to not go long here either. I just felt like, okay, I made enough money for the day, I'll stop trading. Okay, now if you see big up, big down, what is this signifying to you? Hello?
Bearish.
No, no, this is big up, big down. If you want to trade on the short side, you have a prior major trend as bullish in nature. If you want to trade on the long side, you have a recent minor bear leg, which is strong enough to maybe act as a major trend. So you're confused whether to go long or short. So it is a
Yeah.
sign of trading range.
Hmm. Okay.
Just
Yeah.
remember, if price goes higher very fast and comes down very fast, it's going to be a trading range.
Okay.
Okay, this is for the trades which I took. Here there was one more trade. If you see, strong leg down, breakout below EMA, first attempt to go lower, I mean higher. They got trapped by this bear bar. So you could go short one tick below this bar and hope for a measure move down. Either a measure move down or scalp it for 1:1 to 2. Okay, that's it for the day. Thank you, Shushmita.
Thank you.